90% of the scenarios keeping you awake at night are simply fabricated events that will never actually occur. Modern hustle culture treats the future as a landscape that can be conquered through enough planning. We are told that predicting every variable and hedging every bet is the only path to actual security. Zen master Shunmyo Masuno views this relentless need to prepare as a form of socially acceptable self-sabotage. Masuno's approach functions as a system override to standard productivity models, favoring direct action over the paralysis of preparation. The very tools we use to combat anxiety, the constant scheduling and optimization, are often the primary mechanisms generating it. Receive a vague message from a manager or find yourself trapped in gridlock, and the biological response is immediate. The heart rate climbs as the brain searches for a way out of an impossible situation. This diagram shows a central node labeled unpredictable event. Most people default to the red path, treating a situational variable like a mechanical problem they can manually solve, which creates an infinite loop of panic. The blue path represents a shift in focus. You cannot stop a rainstorm with your bare hands, but you can choose to carry an umbrella. The environmental condition remains the same, but your relationship to it changes. Relinquishing the need for control reallocates mental energy away from the uncontrollable and back toward effective action. Psychological security emerges when you stop demanding the world be predictable and start accepting its volatility. That acceptance instantly neutralizes the trigger. Our reflex is to solve life's problems by adding more productivity apps, more steps to a routine, and more open tabs. On this scale, geometric shapes represent individual tasks and objects. As they accumulate, the central beam fractures under the weight. This illustrates the correlation between environmental complexity and internal worry. Restoring balance requires subtraction. By deliberately removing non-essential commitments, the mental tension begins to subside. When you stop valuing the state of being busy, the mind gains the space it needs to settle into a natural state of focus. Peace of mind is a baseline state that is revealed when you stop piling new habits on top of existing stress. We often treat our current failures as permanent markers of our identity. This creates a constant, exhausting pressure to maintain an impossible standard. In this time lapse, a glacier transitions into a river. Zen philosophy views human experience through this lens of impermanence. Recognizing that even the heaviest situation eventually transitions into a different state acts as a mental pressure release valve. The brain naturally fears the unknown. It fills the vacuum of the future with worst-case scenarios as a primitive defense mechanism. Mindfulness functions as a discipline that forces your entire cognitive load onto the immediate physical action occurring in the present. When you dedicate your full processing power to navigating the task in front of you, the brain lacks the residual bandwidth required to generate anxiety about tomorrow. This is a reality check that requires you to stop trying to manage a future that does not yet exist. Identify exactly one unnecessary, stress-inducing habit in your routine today. Eliminate it by tomorrow morning. Masuno's book serves as a framework for overthinkers who have reached the limit of traditional productivity hacks and are looking for a way to simplify. Comment below with one future-based worry you are letting go of today. Subscribe for more framework-shifting content. By existing entirely within the present, you deprive anxiety of its primary fuel. When your focus is here, there is no room for the unknown to take root.